You are a hardy bunch standing out here in the rain. I don't think I need to tell you all of the wrong things about Donald Trump. But here's what I want you to remember. I want to be the president for everybody. Everybody who agrees with me, people who don't agree with me, people who vote for me, people who don't vote for me.
That's Hillary Clinton rallying supporters in South Florida, where she got rained out. You can see the water all over her shirt there. She only delivered a speech that was less than 10 minutes long. The Democratic nominee spent most of Saturday in the state of Florida, where the race is razor close. Clinton leads Donald Trump by a little more than 1% in the Real Clear Politics average of polls from that state. The race is also close in Pennsylvania, where Clinton spent part of her evening there with singer Katy Perry. She only leads the state by 2.5 points. Roll call columnist Jon Allen joins us from Washington, and CBS News senior political editor Steve Chaggaris is here in New York with us. Thank you both so much. We want to discuss now, of course, the strategy in the final 3 days before the election. Jon, I want to start with you. Donald Trump has some momentum and is looking to crack Clinton's firewall here, but what does the Clinton campaign really need to do the next few days to shore up some of these very, very key states?
Well, I think number one, you're seeing a lot of it with Hillary Clinton visiting these swing states and all of her surrogates over the last several days, President Obama, Vice President Biden, Bill Clinton, et cetera, getting out there. I think a lot of times we read a little too much into where they're going as areas where we might think that they're worried about something or even being on offense somewhere. I think all of these states are in play, and they're just trying to reach as many people in the audience as they possibly can. For Hillary Clinton, the key is going to be executing on that ground game. I know Republicans believe, when they talk honestly, that Donald Trump doesn't have that kind of infrastructure that they'd like going in, and that the Clinton campaign has a pretty solid set out there. So if they can execute on getting their voters to the polls, they're in pretty good position to win.
Steve, we just talked about Pennsylvania and Florida. We showed a graphic with North Carolina being somewhere that Clinton is maybe vulnerable. Where is she needing to target? Where is she the most vulnerable right now?
Vulnerable. That's a good question. I mean, Florida is a tight state. We knew it was going to be tight for a long time.
Do we know it was going to be this tight?
Well, yeah. I mean, the polls have been tightening, and so that's a place that we were anticipating is going to be close. And you're seeing her go down there, and as Jon said, really sort of rallying her voters, trying to get them out. In Pennsylvania, a state that has tightened in recent weeks, you're going to see her in Philadelphia there with her husband and with the Obamas on Monday. And you say, why Philadelphia? Well, it's very interesting. Philadelphia is a place where Barack Obama won by such a large margin that he effectively put the rest of the state out of reach for Mitt Romney. And so I think Hillary Clinton's trying to do that. She's sent all sorts of surrogates to Philadelphia in the last couple of months, and they're going to be there on Monday night to try to boost African-American turnout, to try to basically win Philadelphia as large as Barack Obama did. You're going to see her in Michigan on Monday, another state that Donald Trump thinks he can get his supporters out, a lot of working class white voters. Hillary Clinton going to Detroit, again, trying to boost the numbers of African Americans. Democrats are a little worried about African American turnout this year. They're seeing numbers, I think, that are going to be lower than when Barack Obama ran in 2008 and 2012, and they're concerned that that fall off in turnout might have an effect overall in some of these places. And so you're seeing them really trying to whip up African American voters.
Yeah, Jon, Steve talking about surrogates there. How much of an advantage does Clinton's get out the vote machine really give her right now? How big of an operation is it compared to Donald Trump?
It's a huge advantage in terms of the surrogates. Number one, you have a lot of people on the Democratic side who are unified, and that's helpful in convincing voters that you've got a plan and your people are moving forward. I think the difference here is that Hillary Clinton has a get-out-the-vote operation in these battleground states, and it's being run by somebody in her campaign manager, Robbie Mook, who's very familiar with how to do that. That's his specialty. Donald Trump doesn't have one at all. He's relying on the Republican National Committee, which I think has done a lot of work to try to get a get-out-the-vote operation going over the course of the past year and a half or so. But she has a huge advantage there, and that makes the difference of a couple percentage points in states that are very close. At this point, Trump's going to have to shoot the moon in these battleground states to win.
Yeah, he's got an uphill battle, that's for sure. I do want to ask you, though, Steve, about all the celebrities that Clinton has now kind of rallied behind her in the last couple of days, in terms of, you saw Beyonce and Jay-Z. She's with Katy Perry tonight. Does that really help her with young voters Or does it get them to the polls? Like, what's behind that?
In theory, it should, right? So she's targeting African Americans with people like Jay-Z and Beyonce. She's targeting young voters with people like Katy Perry. The question is, are these candidates so flawed? And we're seeing both, for the last year and a half in polling, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have high negatives. Are they so flawed that it doesn't matter that these voters that they're trying to sway with these kinds of surrogates, that they're giving them a free concert and everybody's having a great time, but they're just not that enthusiastic about going out and voting for Hillary Clinton? That's what they're trying to do, is pump up the enthusiasm among these voters. And they're seeing a lack of enthusiasm, especially among young voters on the Democratic side, especially among African-American voters. This is the Obama coalition, right? And so there's definitely a concern. And so we don't know. We'll see on Election Day, did the turnout work out for her? Did these surrogates actually get those groups of people out to vote for Hillary Clinton? We'll see. I don't know. Again, I have a lot of questions about it because of Hillary Clinton's high negatives.
Yeah, well, and, 33 million people have already voted at this point, so you have to see who she's actually going to get there on Tuesday. John, Donald Trump's in Nevada tonight, a state which saw a surge of Democratic voters in the final day of early voting yesterday. What does this mean for Clinton's campaign, do you think?
Well, I think they're pleased to see a lot of their voters getting out to the polls early. That means they got less work to do on Election Day. It means they can spend more energy on the voters that haven't come out. One of the other things that I think will be interesting to watch in Nevada that should be telling in a couple of other places as far as the big demographic keys on Tuesday. Number one, look at the Latino turnout in Nevada. The new Clinton coalition that is different than the Obama coalition has to include more Hispanic voters. I think it'll be interesting to see what Mormons in in Nevada do, because that may also show what's going on in Utah, where there's a kind of close three-way race there with Evan McMullin. The other demographics that I'd be watching very closely are Republican women in suburbs across these battleground states. I think there's some evidence that you'll see them moving less toward the Republican nominee than they usually do and a little more toward Clinton. Not that she's going to win a majority of them, but she'll be able to cut into the traditional Republican advantage there. And the other thing, when you're looking at the African-American electorate, Hillary Clinton's base in the primaries was African-American women. They carried her to the nomination through big turnout in southern states, and it'll be interesting to see if that translates into some of these battlegrounds.
Yeah, we'll have to keep watching. In the meantime, I want to take a little campaign break, because, John, you have something to say to your wife.
I just want to say happy anniversary. It's been a wonderful 11 years, Stephanie. Thank you very much for marrying me, and I love you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Very sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
So
we need
sweet.
more of that, I think, right now. Roll call columnist Jon Allen in Washington, senior political editor Steve Chaggaris here in New York. Thank you both so very much, and happy anniversary to Stephanie.
Thank you so much, Jamie.